All right, here we are at the June 22nd council meeting. Welcome all. Jillian, no, Margot, take it away.
I, Margot GK, the town clerk of the town of Morristown, do hereby state that it is 7:32 p.m. on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021, and that this regular meeting is being held remotely via webinar. Both adequate and electronic notice of this meeting were provided according to law by written notice to the Morristown Daily Record, the official newspaper of the town of Morristown, and to the Newark Star Ledger, both more than 48 hours ago. Notice was also posted in Town Hall and on the town website and filed with the office of the town clerk of the town of Morristown. I do further state that I shall enter the minutes of this meeting a statement that such notice was furnished as particularly described by me in this public announcement. Councilwoman Cotton has not joined us. Councilman Elms is excused. Councilwoman Foster?
Here.
Councilman Iannacone?
Here.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Here.
Councilman Silva?
Present.
And Council President Armington.
Here.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Fantastic, thank you. Let's move into a moment of silence. Followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag,
To the flag
United
of
States
the
of
United
America,
States of America,
to the republic,
to the republic
stands
which stands
one nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty and justice for all.
We have two items for the,
But before we get started with Mr. President, I'd like to announce that this public comment during the public hearing portions of this meeting will be moderated through the Zoom app. At the appropriate time, members of the public wishing to speak should indicate so by raising his or her hand in the app. You will find the raise your hand icon at the bottom left side of your screen. You may also raise your hand by pressing *9 on your phone. When it is your turn, the moderator will send a signal through the app and ask that you unmute yourself so that you may be heard. To unmute yourself on the telephone, press *6. Yes, there are two items on the consent agenda this evening. Unless a member of council would like to discuss them separately, I would ask for a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I would make a motion to adopt the consent agenda en masse.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Foster?
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone?
yes,
Councilwoman Mayer?
Yes.
Councilman Silva?
Yes.
And Council President Armington.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I will open up a public hearing on the Green Acres grant application lumberyard acquisition.
Councilman, I do not see any hands raised for public comment.
We will close the public hearing for the Green Acres grant application.
And I will open up the floor for a public hearing on any other matter.
Council President, I do not see any other hands raised for public comment period.
Okay, we will close the public hearing then. Moving on to, Mayor's proclamations and presentations.
thank you, Council President. I'm going to do the proclamation first. So this is going to take a few minutes and through this whole part of the council meeting tonight. This is a proclamation whereas Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated was founded on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C. on January 15, 1908. The Pi Theta Omega chapter was chartered on May 31st, 1986 in Morristown, New Jersey. Pi Theta Omega chapter with its 22 charter members established the first African-American Greek lettered organization in Morristown, which has served the greater Morris County, New Jersey area with distinction. Pi Theta Omega chapter represents a sisterhood with a strong commitment to community service and to be recognized as an award-winning chapter for its many service-focused initiatives in the North Atlantic region. Pi Theta Omega chapter has provided over $200,000 in financial scholarships and support to supplement the education of deserving college-bound students in Morris County. Whereas Pi Theta Omega chapter has actively involved in varied community service initiatives for the past 35 years. Such a consistent participation in Morristown's Community Health Day, addressing Morris County middle and high school students' growth and development through targeted and impactful youth programming, provided hundreds of filled backpacks for elementary school children, providing assistance to high school students with the college application process, preparing and serving meals at Homeless Solutions, and supporting the Table of Hope, collecting tons of food for Interfaith Food Pantry, serving at the annual Martin Luther King Day Interfaith breakfast, participating in the Angel Tree Project, which benefits youth of incarcerated parents, serving at art in the atrium events, refreshing and beautifying local playgrounds, participating in Morristown spring cleaning, spearheading voter registration campaigns, participating in various community walks, providing financial workshops to victims of domestic violence and financial workshops to the community at large, supporting other local organizations in their community-focused initiatives, which will also include support for HBCUs, women health, and caregiving initiatives, the arts, global needs that include collecting and donating shoes, Souls for Souls, and providing little dresses and little shirts for children in Haiti and countries in Africa. Whereas Pi Theta Omega chapter is celebrating its 35th anniversary on May 31st, 2021. Now, therefore, I, Timothy P. Doherty, Mayor of the town of Morristown, do hereby proclaim May 31st, 2021 as Pi Theta Omega Day in the town of Morristown. It's recognition of contributions of Pi Theta Omega chapter's leadership, influence, and contributions to the Morristown community. And I believe Joyce Mallett, if I said it right, Mallett, will be here speaking for a few minutes. Jillian, would you take over?
Sure. I believe it's Carolyn Hopkins and Norma Mackey who have their hands raised.
Oh, okay.
So I'll promote them both to panelists so that they can address the council briefly. Carolyn and Norma?
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Ms.
Good
Carolyn.
evening. Hi. Good evening, Mayor Doherty, members of the Morristown Town Council, and Ms. Jillian Barrett, Town Administrator, and all who are present. My name is Carolyn Wright Hopkins, and I am honored to serve as president of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Pi Theta Omega chapter. On behalf of our 91 chapter members, many of whom are with us this evening on the Zoom platform, I bring you greetings and extend our sincere thanks for the recognition of our 35th anniversary as we celebrate 35 years of sisterhood and service in the Morristown community. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority is an international service organization with more than 1,000 chapters globally and over 300,000 members. Our local chapter, Pi Theta Omega, is dedicated to carrying out our sorority's mission of service to all mankind in this community. It has been our privilege to serve in the Morristown area for the past 35 years and to have wonderful partnerships with the town of Morristown being among them, as well as many others. We look forward to continuing to serve for many years to come. Thank you for the proclamation and the recognition this evening. We look forward to seeing you in person again as soon as we are all able. Thank you again so very much. God bless and good evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to continue, Council President.
Sure.
Is our Public Safety Director on, Jillian?
I'm sorry, give me 1 second, Mayor. Yes.
Mr.
Michael, if you can
Hoffman,
raise
did you
your
get-
hand, please.
Yeah. Is he
You want
on?
me to make him a panelist, Mayor?
Yes, please.
Okay. Michael?
Mr. Cochran, can you hear me?
Yes, Mayor, I can.
Michael, would you give a 1 minute comment on the June 16th vaccine pop-up clinic?
Yes, Mayor, my pleasure. We had 55 people vaccinated that showed up both for the J&J and the Pfizer vaccine. We accepted some pre-registrations, and we also had some walk-ins. It was highly successful and very well received by all who attended.
Thank you, Mr. Cochran, for the update for public safety.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, mark your calendars, guys, for June 24th. That's the grand opening at 10 a.m. of ESO Artisanal Pasta at a new location at 92A Elm Street. Free ESO t-shirts with each purchase. So if you're free, 10 a.m. on Thursday, I'll see you all at 92A Elm Street. Saturday, June 26th, I will be in attendance to the Get Down in Morristown. That is a boxing event at Caldwell Playground hosted by Coach O Boxing and Trinity Boxing and Wrestling. It's going to be a great event, so come on down. That's the 26th, Saturday. Thursday, July 1st, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., Zufall Health is hosting a free Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine clinic at St. Margaret's Church. 12-year-olds and older. Parents and guardians must be present for anyone under 18. Photo ID is required, and free food distribution and some gift cards are going to be available. That is July 1st, Thursday. Julian can make sure that our MPD and the fire department are aware of the event at St. Margaret's on July 1st. Monday, July 5th, Town Hall will be closed in observance of Independence Day. I've been away for a little while, so this has been a whirlwind couple of weeks. I will try to hold this together the best I can. I'm going to start with the passing of Linda Smith. You all are aware there was an article in the paper. Linda was my promoter. Linda and her husband, Don Jay, formerly of Morristown, were my promoters for the Morristown Jazz and Blues Festival. They helped me kick it off with, obviously, Vij and Michael Fabrizio and Phil Felding, and Kristen, who's been an ace with this. It's been a very successful festival. We are going to really miss Linda. She was the part of the promotion that went out and got all the acts and helped us kick this off. And the success that we've had is to be noted on her end. Her and Don are doing a great job, and we are going to have it this year, September 18th, on the green. And Don Jay and the group will be working together to make that happen. But our thoughts and prayers are out to Don Jay, and we want to remember Linda, and we will do something for her in remembrance of the Jazz and Blues Festival, because she has done a yeoman's job on getting the acts for all these years. It is very difficult to negotiate all that she has done, and raising money obviously always is an issue. And she really came up with a stellar show every year, and we don't want to forget her, and our thoughts and prayers are out to the Smith family. I am going to briefly talk about Michael Fabrizio because it is close to home. He was a very dear friend. Mike, those of you who know Michael and those in the public that are listening, he was the executive director of the Parking Authority, and prior to that, he was the executive director of the Morristown Partnership for many, many, many years. I've known Michael all the way back to the days of Norman Block as mayor. We have been steadfast friends for decades. He is a fishing partner, and he will be really missed. Has left a hole in Morristown, and people really don't know the thumbprint he had on the community for so many years with the partnership and his understanding of all the different facets of redevelopment and keeping a downtown alive, those types of things. And he was extremely, how can I say this? He's a father, a husband, and a person in Morristown that really cared about our community, loved Morristown, and left an imprint for those who have been around and worked with him for over the last 2.5 decades, understand what a loss it is to our community, and what a loss is to his family. He was a great man. He will be really missed. It'll take me some time and others here Mr. Farrar and others that were very close to Michael. And Morristown, as it was stated today at his funeral, he really was Mr. Morristown. And that's all I'm going to say about Michael, because I won't be able to hold it together. But the last person I want to just mention, which is just as tough but in a different way, is the last meeting that I will be experiencing with my good friend and town attorney, Vij Pawar. Vij has been elevated by the governor of the state of New Jersey to sit on the Supreme Court, pass judiciary, and full vote of the Senate. And he will be sworn in at the end of this week. So this will be his last official. You'll see him sitting up here. And obviously talk privately with him, and we have, and what he has meant to me. When I met Vij, and he'll get mad at me for saying this, but when I met him, it was this skinny Indian kid in his 20s who just got out of law school like a couple of years. I don't even know if he was just fresh out of law school. And I met him on the second floor of a building on DeHart Street that's no longer there. And I don't think I was elected. I don't even remember if I was. But I was involved with the town party, and I'm a Democrat. And I said, who is this guy? Who is this guy? I don't know. Nobody knows who this guy is. He goes, on Vij Pawar. I said, okay, I'm running for Congress. I said, against who? And he goes, Rodney Frelinghuysen. Now, go back a couple of decades. Rodney was a powerhouse. For those who know politics in New Jersey, especially in the 11th district, Rodney was a powerhouse. And Vij Pawar is not knocking Rodney Frelinghuysen out of his seat. So I said, what are you going to do? He goes, well, right now, it's pouring rain out too. Let me kind of give you the picture. It's raining out. And I go, well, what are you going to do? I'm really curious, because like this kid's out of his mind. He goes, well, I'm going to the train station. I'm going to hand out literature. And I just paused, and I was like, you're really going to go out in the rain and hand out literature to people coming off the train? Was it 6 o'clock at night or something, right, Beach? I don't even remember. And he goes, yeah. I said, okay, I'm going with you. And we've been together ever since. And he had no idea I was ever going to ask him to be the town attorney. But it was clearly the best choice in my political career. Love you, buddy. That's it. Thank you, Council President.
Wait.
Council
Yeah.
President, may I say a couple words on Michael,
Sure. Yes.
if you don't mind?
No, it's
Michael, it's been a tough week, tough day. I love Michael Fabrizio. He was a very, very close friend. People that know us would know that we were at the opposite end of the political spectrum. I would call him a right-wing nut. He would call me a socialist. We would, we would fight, we would argue. We had a lot of laughs about politics and everything. And I know he's up there looking down and smirking and with his silly giggle. So he's probably giggling. Just want to say I love you, Michael, and I'll miss you. Thank you.
All right. Where are we? Sorry. That was a report of mayor and town officials. Any other town officials want to say anything? Okay. Council liaison. No. Do we have a presentation from Jennifer Waring on the budget?
And I'm going to promote you to panelist. Be prepared.
Hi, my friends.
Hello there.
Hey.
I'm going to stick to my script tonight because it's been a very long day and you guys got me going. If you don't mind, can I share my screen?
Sure.
Thank you.
if you'd like to put this off until next time,
No, let's power through, man.
okay.
Go, Jen.
Oh, sugar, why does this not work? Well, I'll share my slides with you later. I'm just going to read for you tonight then. Good evening. My name is Jennifer Waring, and I'm the Executive Director of the Morristown Partnership. Today is a very fitting day for me to have the opportunity to speak to you about the importance of the Special Improvement District. As my predecessor and the founding executive director of our organization, Michael Fabrizio, was laid to rest earlier in the day. His sudden passing has been very sad for us, and we join the community in mourning the loss of Michael. I very much appreciate the opportunity to acknowledge my friend and mentor. Michael laid the foundation for revitalization of Morristown, and I was honored to work alongside him and then carry on that mission as executive director myself in 2017, once he moved into the role at the Morristown Parking Authority. Michael, like all of us spending our Tuesday evening here, was committed to and deeply proud of Morristown. Those of us who serve in office via organizations that support Morristown, or who take the time to volunteer or simply speak up, we honor Michael today by carrying that torch. So it is my honor to speak to you tonight about the organization I've had the privilege to spend most of my days and many nights working for and now leading. I will only take a few minutes of your time to give you a brief refresher on our organization's structure, some of our recent accomplishments, and where we are headed. I really wish I had my slides, so I'm not going to figure it out. For those of you unfamiliar with the Morristown Partnership, we are Morristown Special Improvement District, a 501c3 nonprofit organization established in 1994. Our members consist of approximately 450 commercial properties and over 1,200 businesses in Morristown. We are governed by an independent board of trustees. Our 25+ year history includes successful initiatives in the business recruitment and retention, communications to and from the business community, marketing, promotions, aesthetic touches to the town such as welcome signs, seasonal plantings, holiday decor, American flags, streetscape improvements, community events, and the very popular Morristown Partnership Gift Certificate Program. The Morristown Partnership's introduced annual budget remains very similar to non-COVID calendar years. Approximately 50% of our $1.2 million budget is derived from the special assessment and 50% from other sources such as grants, sponsorships, collaborative advertising, and event participation. The special assessment remains, as it has since the partnership's inception in 1994, at $105 for every $100,000 of total assessed property value for each commercial property within the Special Improvement District. 2020 was a challenging year for our cash flow, with community events not operating. We were very fortunate to have obtained round one of a PPP loan for $55,000, which has now been fully forgiven. Since we anticipate the return of our community events in 2021, many of our revenue sources will stabilize. However, we expect significant increases in production costs related to executing our events due to vendor increases in the areas of labor and supplies. The most significant increase of our 2021 budget is the purchase of backstock lighting fixtures under Streetscape. This purchase is shared with the town of Morristown and is used for ongoing maintenance of the decorative lighting throughout the town. As noted in our budget, much of our time and dollars are spent on what we are best known for, our long-standing annual events. In a typical year, we produce Morristown Restaurant Week, Morristown Farmers Market, Meet Me in Morristown in partnership with the Morris Arts Organization, the Morristown Festival on the Green, the Downtown Halloween Trick or Treat, and the Christmas Festival at the Morristown Green, inclusive of the townwide holiday decor. Post-pandemic, we are just starting to get back to a more regular event calendar. I think Jillian's heard me say this a lot, but my word of the year is adaptability. Not only did our business community have to make it work for dining outdoors in the winter, or figure out how to provide a retail experience via FaceTime, or give in and make a TikTok account, we too had to adapt. In 2020, only the Morristown Farmers Market was able to proceed with modifications and the implementation of important safety measures. I think our team thrives on innovation and creativity, and boy did we have to be creative in 2020. In lieu of our usual downtown trick-or-treat, we instead offered the Great Morristown Pumpkin Hunt in partnership with Morristown Recreation. In place of our traditional Christmas festival activities, the community visited the North Pole at North Park Place, where children visited Santa through a window. We were pleased to salvage a bit of our event planning in this way, but as a result of COVID-19 pandemic, we did ultimately modify our role in 2020 to support businesses in new and evolving ways. Initially, our focus was gathering and sharing the most up-to-date regulatory information for businesses via our e-newsletter, website, social media, and direct outreach. We provided additional support by hosting online networking sessions between like-minded businesses to assist them in forming alliances and the sharing of ideas and challenges. Our most impactful initiative in 2020 was the development and implementation of the Morristown Partnership Commercial Rent Relief Grant Program. Thanks to several very generous supporters who shared our vision of recovery, we raised over $675,000, which allowed us to award 62 businesses, all that applied, 3 months rent. Awards were contingent upon the property owner's commitment to reduce their tenant's rent for 20% for those months, and therefore the grant program was a true partnership between our organization, the donors, tenants, and property owners. I think what's most important and special about our organization is what the general public doesn't see. It's our most important role in the community. We are a consistent advocate for the business district. There is not a day that goes by that we're not pivoting to answer an ordinance question or supporting the municipality and sharing messages to the businesses. We're advising other organizations on best practices for operating community events in the downtown. We're providing leads to new businesses that want to open in vacant spaces in the community. I've even provided referrals for bridal shower locations to out-of-town mother-in-law. Think of us as a downtown concierge. We do our best to gather as much information as we can about all the moving parts so each of our businesses and community partners can work together efficiently. So what's next for the Morristown Partnership? I think it's important to put your best foot forward always. I'm not doing a great job right now, but I'm sure trying. We're focusing on getting back to business as usual. And we've had several long-term projects that absolutely had to go on the back burner during COVID. But our ultimate goal is making sure as many businesses and properties in Morristown can obtain our resources, and that requires some process change. We are seeking to create one of the most inclusive business districts in all of New Jersey. And we find that it's so very important post-COVID that we all work together to create a cohesive business community, accepting of every business within the town's boundaries. So in the coming months, we plan to complete an audit of our member properties. Our ordinance was last amended in 1995, and since then, Morristown has undergone nearly $1 billion in development, a new zoning code change, and a number of use changes within our boundaries. This project was tabled, and we hope to complete the review, and once approved by our Board of Trustees, present this governing body with our findings and a proposal for any ordinance amendments. I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank you, our partners in government, our Morristown businesses, investors, and the many community organizations that further support economic investment. I'm confident that the decades of work that our organization has put into this community has laid the groundwork for a solid future, one that can withstand even the impact of COVID-19. By staying the course, remaining positive, and supporting our community, the many businesses that make downtown Morristown unique and a special place to live, play, work, and visit will endure. And now my pitch for the gift certificate program. I encourage all of you to spend local first by supporting our many shops, professional services, entertainment venues, restaurants, fitness and beauty businesses each day. When in doubt, for the perfect gift, reach out to the Morristown Partnership via our website or in person for a Morristown Partnership gift certificate that can be used at nearly 200 locations in downtown Morristown. We offer a year-round incentive on our gift certificates. For every $50 you purchase, you will receive a free $10 gift certificate to spend locally. On behalf of our team, Karen Rutger, Cassidy Champy, and the Morristown Partnership Board of Trustees, I really thank you for your time this evening. And I do hope we can continue open dialogue. I invite all members of council, our businesses, and anyone from the community to reach out to me directly for more information on the Morristown Partnership. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Leave you now. Have a good night.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
I'll demote you. She left. Okay.
All right. Moving on to council liaison reports.
I'll go for Shade Tree. So
Okay.
I was given a report and I will just read it. The Shade Tree Commission has volunteered to weed the Elm and South Street tree wells while the Flexi Pave prevents most weeds. Birds still drop in the wells and small amounts still grow. The weeding has begun and we expect it to be finished before the July Shade Tree meeting. Bob, Kristen, and RJ, those are Shade Tree Commissioners, did low limb and bottom of calorie pear tree trimming in the past few days to support the tree crew and care for our urban canopy. Kristen Ace and Rich Wolowitz, our town arborists, came up with the planting plan for the Jersey Cottage Park. A total of 16 trees can replace the burning bush. We're hoping for a grant and then to do the full planting in the fall. Kristen Ace initiated a meeting with other Shade Tree Commissions in a few surrounding towns to get to know each other and begin to brainstorm and share ideas. Kristen and Rich Wolowitz also finalized the FlexiPave list for the town engineer, Anthony DeVizio. The Beautiful Tree Contest should be up on Instagram for voting for the best spring tree, and the summer contest will begin soon. And RJ Bell and Kristen met with an interested resident to begin invasive work in the George Granby Park. And an invasive removal party will be advertised like we did in Lidgerwood to see which neighborhood volunteers will come out. And that was a huge success in Lidgerwood, as a lot of people showed up for that. So hopefully we can get some people interested in George Granby Park. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Thanks, Sandy. Quick follow up. I had a conversation with one of the members in the winter, I believe, about working on removal of invasives at Elliott Street Playground. Though I haven't heard anything since. I was wondering if you could just sort of follow up to them about what if that's happening.
I'll get the information from you and talk to the Shade Tree about it so we can arrange something, coordinate.
Thanks for your help.
My pleasure.
For the Morristown Parking Authority, it's hard to even talk about the Parking Authority without thinking and getting emotional about Michael Fabrizio. And I share the same sentiments of everyone else, the mayor and Veej, and just a huge loss. And Michael was a good friend of mine, and I had a lot of love for him as well. So he will be missed dearly. Nothing really to report other than they did have a special meeting this evening at 6 o'clock for the purposes of discussing matters related to personnel and operations. So I wasn't able to attend the meeting, but I will reach out to the commissioners to get an update, and I'll be able to provide you guys with an update at our next council meeting. I know they're scrambling around to figure out how they're going to move forward, as of course it was a detrimental loss to them as well. When I was sending out my Father's Day text messages, Michael was always in my rotation, and so it was an empty void when I went to go do that on Father's Day, and wasn't able to send that text message to him. But that's all I have to report for MPA.
Thanks, Shiva. I think that's everyone. I would like to turn it back over to administration. I know that Veej Pawar wanted to say a few words. Veej.
Thanks, Council President. I just wanted to respond to some of the comments that the mayor made. It's tough. It's tough being at my last council meeting. The mayor and I go way back. Became the town attorney 12 years ago, but one of the major principles that we always followed was making decisions that may be unpopular, but the guiding principle always was that if it makes sense for the town of Morristown, if it makes the town of Morristown and the taxpayers better, that's the decision that should be made. So that was always the guiding principle. And I am proud to have been part of this administration. And I've been proud to say that the mayor has always followed that guiding principle of putting Morristown first. I want to thank the mayor for giving me this opportunity 12 years ago, and I'm surprised I lasted this long, but I have. But all of this, I may be moving on to something different, but I just want to say that all of you, I've had personal relationships with all of you. You have all helped me grow. You have all helped me better myself as an attorney, as a human being, as a person. So I just want to thank all of you because it is a collective success that because of you, I am who I am and I am where I'm going. So just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Vij.
Aw.
Thank you, Vij. We're going to miss you and your guidance.
All right, moving on. Regular business. I believe we have one ordinance for.
Yes. One ordinance for introduction this evening, ordinance number O-16-2021, an ordinance amending and supplementing ordinance number O-39-76, entitled Ordinance Creating the Southeast Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority.
I'll make a motion to introduce O-16-2021.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions from council?
I would just note from the packet, essentially, this is a request to increase the compensation for board members, and these are not paid out of Morristown taxes. And the condition of the Southeast Morris Municipal Utility Authority is in my view, is in great shape. So I have no problems granting this.
Anyone else? Okay, on the introduction of ordinance O-16-2021. Excuse me, Councilman Foster.
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone.
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Ordinance 16-2021 has been properly introduced by title and will be considered further after a public hearing on July 13th. There are 3 ordinances for public hearing and adoption. Ordinance number O-12-2021, ordinance rescinding ordinance O-1-2021 and deleting a designated handicap parking space on Mount Airy Place from section 7-40.2 of the code of the town of Morristown.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance number O-12-2021.
Second.
At this time, I'll open up the floor for a public hearing on ordinance O-12-2021.
I don't see any hands raised for public comment.
Close the public hearing.
Comments or questions from council? On the adoption of ordinance O-12-2021, Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mayer,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Ordinance 12-2021 is adopted. Ordinance number O-13-2021, an ordinance of the town of Morristown and the county of Morris, state of New Jersey, for compensation for the elected mayor, town council members, and council president in the town of Morristown, New Jersey. Excuse me, and amending all ordinances concerning such compensation heretofore adopted.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number O-13-2021.
I'll second.
At this time, I'll open the floor for a public hearing on ordinance O-13-2021.
Council President, I don't see any hands raised for public comment.
We'll close the public hearing.
Comments from council? On the adoption of ordinance O-13-2021, Councilman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. Ordinance O-14-2021, an ordinance of the town of Morristown and the county of Morris, state of New Jersey for the compensation for management/non-union positions in the town of Morristown, New Jersey, and amending all ordinances concerning such compensation heretofore adopted.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number O-14-2021.
Second.
I'll open up the floor for a public hearing on ordinance O-14-2021.
Council President, I don't see any hands raised for public comment.
Close the public hearing.
Any comments or questions from council? On the adoption of ordinance O-14-2021, Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Okay, we have 19 resolutions on the agenda for adoption. Councilman Iannacone, would you like, excuse me, would you like to pull resolution 96 through 106?
No,
No?
no, but what I'd like to pull is 108, 109, 112, and 114.
108?
And I would like,
I'm sorry, 108, 109?
112 and 114.
Okay.
and I would like to pull 111.
Okay, then I would ask for a motion to adopt resolutions R96, 2021 through 107-2021, 110, 2021, and 113, 2021, and Moss.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Councilman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-108-2021, resolution authorizing award of contract to Nassau Capital Advisors LLC for financial advisory services in connection with redevelopment projects. May I have a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt R-108-2021.
Second.
Councilman Iannacone?
I think it's just important to point out that these fees are actually reimbursed by developers who have applications pending before the town. So again, taxpayers' money is not used for these advisory services. Rather, they're funded through escrows given by developers for the right to develop.
That's correct, Councilman.
Anything else?
Call the question.
Okay, on the adoption of resolution R-108-2021, Councilman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution R-109-2021, resolution authorizing the submission of a grant application and execution of a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for funding from the fiscal year 22 municipal aid program for the Valley View Drive, Ford Avenue, and Headley Road improvement projects.
Make the motion to adopt R-109-2021.
I'll second.
Councilman Iannacone?
Jillian, what's the nature of these improvements? I read the millennial proposal, but it didn't say what the nature of the improvements were going to be.
It's
this paving?
milling and paving.
Okay,
It's
thank
milling
you.
and paving. We apply to the municipal aid program every year for milling and paving, and we do different streets.
Great,
That's
thank you.
the 22 application.
Do the traffic bumps go back after that on Headley?
If there's existing speed humps, then they would be replaced as part of the milling and paving.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think Headley had speed humps, but if there are, then they would be replaced as part of the repaving.
There's two.
Then they'll definitely be replaced.
You call those speed humps, they're huge.
Huge.
my car balances.
It's a big street.
Okay, on the adoption of Resolution R 109, 2021, Councilman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Anacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution R-111-2021, resolution of the town of Morristown authorizing 5-year contract with Axon Enterprises, Inc. for body-worn cameras and services under state contract. Have a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt our
111?
111, 2021, sorry.
Second.
Councilwoman?
Yeah, Jillian, can you just explain briefly, where is the data stored that gets taken off of the body cameras? Who has access to the data? Can it be Oprah, and in what manner does that happen? Just fill us in on that. Thank
The
you.
body-worn camera data is stored on a database that's housed in the police bureau. The certain members of the command staff permission have access to those videos. They are subject to OPRA with certain limitations. They can't be accessed during an active investigation. There's certain types of videos that can't be accessed. For example, a minor or certain types of criminal activity. But they are otherwise subject to OPRA with those types of restrictions.
And how long is the data stored for? Indefinitely, or?
You didn't ask me that question. It's not stored indefinitely. There are AG guidelines regarding retention periods, but I don't have that readily available for you. I can certainly provide that to you.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you.
No problem.
And Councilwoman, before we release any type of body-worn camera videos, we have to go to the prosecutor's office, and they do review it, and they do give us permission to release it.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, on the adoption of Resolution R-111-2021, Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Anacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution R-112-2021, resolution extending temporary suspension of certain provisions within Chapter 4, Section 5 of the Town Code entitled Sidewalk Cafes.
I'll make a motion to adopt R-112, 2021.
I'll second.
Councilman Anacone?
Yes, the nature of this resolution to expand the continued outdoor dining that we permitted under COVID, I think this is the right move. But I'd like to limit it to October 31st and then revisit it maybe sometime in October. I think we'll know by October whether or not we're going to have resurgence or if it is going to be any further issue. But I think getting us back to normal operations, I think we'll know by October whether or not we can sustain what we're currently experiencing. So I'd like to recommend that we adopt, however, amend with a expiration date of October 31st rather than December 31st.
Second that amendment.
Okay, any other comments or questions? On the adoption of Resolution R-112-2021 as amended, Councilwoman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Anacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
Council President Armington.
Yes.
Resolution adopted as amended. Resolution number R-114-2021, resolution authorizing award of contract for professional service to David Mincello of, I don't know how to pronounce this, I'm sorry, Renone, Coughlin and Mincello LLC to serve as town attorney.
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution R-114, 2021.
I'll second.
Councilman Iannacone?
Yes. I'd like to thank the mayor and administration for giving us, council, the opportunity to interview David Mincello. Very, very good candidate for mayor. He has big shoes to fill. Vish, you've done a great job. It's nice to have somebody succeeding you that I think is going to be extremely capable. The firm had extensive experience in municipal law. He was very, very knowledgeable. And again, I think he was a great selection, Mayor and Jillian and whoever else was recommending him.
Thank you, Councilman.
Anyone else? On the adoption of.
Yes, I would like to also, before we vote, thank Vich. And Vich, you are going to be greatly missed. I didn't want to pass this opportunity. And as we interview the new candidate, as Councilman Ayana Con stated, I think it's a great choice. Thank you.
Okay, on the adoption of resolution R-114-2021, Councilman Foster,
Yes.
Councilman Iannacone,
Yes.
Councilman Mayor,
Yes.
Councilman Silva,
Yes.
and Council President Armington.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted.
All right, that concludes the regular business. There's no unfinished business, no new business. Would
Council
anyone else
President?
like to?
Yeah, could I make one comment before you close? I want to thank the council for supporting David Mancello. You know, that's a process to go through to find the right fit for town attorney. Obviously, we all have great respect for Vij Pawar for what he's accomplished over the last 12 years. And as Mr. Iannacone said, there's big shoes to fill. And after extensive conversations with David and his firm, clearly it was, I believe, the right choice for Morristown, and we look really forward to a great relationship. And I already have my meeting set for tomorrow. So David, I know you're on listening. Congratulations. We look forward to all of us working together for the betterment of Morristown, and welcome aboard, and thank you, council, for your support.
Thank you, Mayor. With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Bye,
Thank you all.
Vij. See you,
Good night,
Vij.
everyone.
Bye, Vij.
Beach.
Vij.
We're gonna miss you.
Bye, Beach.
You like the
Hope to see you.
celebrity.
So hope to see you often.